Hello once again. As many of you are probably aware by now, pretty much every summer is the same. At the beginning of the summer, I make a video saying what I'm going to be doing that summer, and then at the end of the summer, I tell you what I did that summer. Unfortunately, well, such is life, the latter has come again. So in this video, I'm kind of just gonna sit down while I'm already seated and pretty much enlighten you on what went on this summer. Video-wise, this was a very excellent summer. I didn't get every single thing filmed that I wanted to. I'm going to try and do one more video before I'm through for the rest of the summer. But I got a lot of stuff in. I did quite a few computer videos, I did a few lighting videos, I got many consumer electronics videos, and so I'm pretty happy with my YouTube performance this summer. But of course, my YouTube videos really don't tell you much about what actually goes on with my life this summer, and so that's why I make a video like this once in a while. This summer has been chaotic. It has been the most hectic, most unexpected, and most exhausting summer of my entire life. And I'll tell you why. First of all, literally all summer, we have had workmen here doing a bunch of stuff to the house. It all started when I found out that our air exchanger quit working. And so of course, in the summer the house gets quite humid and the air exchanger helps alleviate that. And Mom had noticed that despite having the air exchanger cranked up all the way, it just didn't feel very good in the house. Well, I went downstairs one day to find out that it wasn't running at all. The motor had seized up and it was completely dead. And so we had to call the maintenance people. We don't own this house, we rent this house. And so we had to call the maintenance people, and someone came over to inspect the air exchanger. Well, while the people were looking at the air exchanger, they said, "Would you like your walls painted?" Well, the walls were last painted when we moved here 8 years ago, and so we thought, sure, why not? And and some of the rooms did need to be painted. It was quite sketchy. And they said, okay, we'll paint your walls. So the men came in to paint the walls. So we had the walls painted. Well, while they were painting the walls, they noticed that all the light switches and light fixtures were very old. I would say all the light fixtures and light switches in the house are original to the house. This house was built in 1968, and so I reckon that all of the electrical stuff is original to that period. So they said, well, maybe we should replace all your light fixtures and light switches, which they did. There are now brand new light fixtures there. Problem is, whereas the old fixtures were rated for 100-watt bulbs, the new ones are rated only for 40 because they're meant to use them stupid spiral things, but oh well. So after they painted all the walls in the house, they changed out all the light fixtures. And then one day, we had a big rainstorm, and as usual, as what happens in a big rainstorm, the basement leaked. Our basement's always been leaky. Not very bad, just a little bit of water gets in. And, you know, you just have to open a window for a day or two and then it's all evaporated and it's fine again. And nothing's damaged. We have everything down there off the floor. But one day it leaked and the workmen came and they went downstairs and they're like, well, we better, you know, fix there's probably cracks in the cement walls of the basement. Better, you know, fix that stuff. So the workmen started removing the walls from the basement where the cracks were to reveal the cracks. When they went to remove the walls, they found out that the walls, the drywall of the basement, was put on completely wrong. When we originally moved here, the basement had no drywall, it was just cement. And so other men put drywall there. Well, it turns out they put that in completely wrong. There was no framing or anything. They literally glued drywall to the cement, which is absolutely not acceptable because it's just a moisture trap. You get moisture in there, it rots the drywall, and it's not very good for the rest of the house either. So they said, well, we gotta, you know, destroy all the drywall and put new stuff in, do it right. So they went to do that. Oh, and there's another thing. When they were painting the walls of the bathroom, they found out that the vanity in the bathroom was installed completely wrong. And so they said, well, you know, this isn't very good. Gonna have to, why not have a new vanity? And we're like, oh, all right. Although that never got done. The vanity's okay, it was just installed wrong, and so they thought they should reinstall it right and might as well put a new one in, since the old one was probably original to the house. Actually, I don't think so, because it don't look like it's from the 60s, but whatever. So yeah, what started was to replace the air exchanger, turned out to be the air exchanger, painting the walls, replacing all the electrical, the light fixtures and light switches, fixing cracks in the basement, and putting new drywall in the basement. Oh, and while that was going on, we had a minor ant problem. One time when we had a big rainstorm, quite a few ants came into the kitchen, and so we had to call an exterminator to get that cleared up as well. So yeah, literally all summer long, from May to the present day, today we had men here, from May to the present day, today is August 30th, almost every day men have been in the house fixing stuff up. Oh, they also built new doorsteps. This is a brand new doorstep. It turns out the old one was also installed wrong because they didn't properly seal it to the house, and so moisture was leaking in the house and starting to rot the wooden frame of the house. But they fixed that, so that's all good now. So yeah, what turned out to be an air exchanger that broke, turned out, you know, people found out that a million things were wrong with this house, which we're glad they discovered that. I mean, this is a great house, but we never knew there was so much wrong with it. But they got it all fixed up now, which is nice, and men are still coming. New wall hasn't been installed in the basement yet, but men are coming to do that. So yeah, all summer long we've had guests here. It's been exhausting because they come here at about 8:30 in the morning. I'm used to sleeping till noon, so I've been woke up early every morning. That's been hectic. Besides that, Mom developed a obscure form of tendonitis in her left arm that has had her left arm in a cast all summer. Aside from that, it's extremely painful. Even just moving her thumb like that causes intense pain. That actually started way back in like March, and to the present day she's still in a cast and she still has very intense pain. So that hasn't been fun. Another thing that's been going on is we had a little family emergency a couple of months ago. One of my grandfathers developed very bad pneumonia. He had to go in the ambulance to the hospital. He was in intensive care and we all thought he was not going to live. It turns out that not only did he live, but he actually recovered with flying colors and he's home now, which is pretty great. The thing is though, my grandmother, who has, well, I'll call it Alzheimer's just for simplicity's sake, so she's unable to take care of herself. Well, when my grandfather went to the hospital, Mom and I had to stay down for a couple of days to be with my grandmother. We found out that she is a lot worse than we thought, and so we got the wheels turning. She is now in a home. Although for a couple of months before being put in a home, she was in the hospital, because my grandfather was in the hospital too. He just got home a couple of days ago. So yeah, both my grandparents were in the hospital all summer pretty much, and my grandmother is now in a home. So yeah, it was a whirlwind getting all that done. So yeah, it's been a very exhausting summer. We hardly ever have to go through stuff like this. You know, this thing with Mom's arm, it's the first time she's had a problem like this. Well, the first time in my life that I know of. The stuff with the house, like, this is the first major work we've ever had done on the house, and we've been living here for 8 years. Glad we did though, because it turned out that the house was almost literally rotting out from under us, but it's not anymore, so that's good. Yeah, and then the stuff with my grandparents, it's been really, really bad. And Mom and I were both like emotionally drained. With that being said, I of course have gotten some free time to myself. When workmen weren't here and when Mom and I weren't out taking care of something else, I was able to film videos, you know, bought some new gadgets off eBay that you of course saw videos of. And yeah, that's really been about it. So it's been a really hectic summer, as I've said already. Bleh. Another thing is, just today I checked my university email account, and 3 days ago I was sent an email. All the second year engineering students were sent an email to alert us to a calculus workshop that the university was holding before classes started. For anyone who is taking a second year university calculus course, which I am, this workshop would get everyone up to speed about, basically in one day we would relearn, you know, kind of touch up on everything we learned in calculus and linear algebra last year. So I thought, oh great, I'll probably should do that. I'm always up for stuff like that. I need all the help I can get, although some of you may not believe it. But the problem is, this calculus workshop, which is all day long, happens on the same day I was supposed to move to my new apartment. So that was no good. Well, I emailed my landlord and asked if I could move in a day early, and she said yes, that's fine. So I was planning to move into my apartment on September 3rd, and now I'm moving on September 2nd, so the 3rd I can go to this calculus workshop. Being as I have only, 3 days before I have to move in, I'm getting very nervous now. Every year, my entire life before school starts, I get very nervous. But I'm especially nervous this year for a few reasons. First of all, this is going to be the first time in my entire life that I live completely on my own. I'm 19 years old now. Many of my friends, well, not many, a few people I know that I went to high school with, they've had their own apartments and have been living and working on their own for a while now. Such is not the case for me, for not only personal reasons, but for other reasons too. I've of course remained here at home with Mom, but beginning this academic year, I will be living on my own for the first time ever. Now, I lived somewhat on my own last year. However, I not only had a roommate I was living with, but I had a meal plan too that allowed me to go down to the cafeterias and eat the food they prepare there. Such is not the case anymore. I have decided not to get the meal plan because it saves me a couple $1,000s. And so I will be making my own food completely. I'm stocked up on a bunch of canned soup and granola bars and stuff, and I got bread and milk and English muffins and peanut butter and packaged food, Kraft Dinner, and all sorts of other stuff that I will be feeding myself with. So that's going to be quite different, you know. In order to keep myself fed, I will completely have to prepare my own food now. I can't cook much. I can do hamburgers and hot dogs. I've never even cooked Kraft Dinner before, but I am totally up for doing all that stuff. Likewise, my apartment is not very close to campus. I am technically able to walk to campus from my apartment, but it's about a 45-minute walk, and so I will be using the city buses. And I'm a bit nervous about that because, first of all, I've never used a city bus in my entire life. I know some of you are probably making gross faces about this just because I'm so blue-balled when it comes to this whole living on my own thing, but that's all right. I mean, I want to get stuff done and do this, and so that's what's important. So yeah, I'm going to be using the city buses. Luckily, I can get a card because I'm a student that not only allows me to just get on the bus and swipe the card to use the bus every day, but it also gives me a good deal, $45 a month to use the city bus. So I'm going to be taking the bus to school. I'm just a bit nervous because I'm not sure exactly where the bus stops yet. According to the transport company, the bus only stops at one place on one of the streets where the university campus is, but according to Google Maps, it stops at like 5 places. And so, according to other people, Google Maps is probably right. There's probably several places on campus the bus stops, which is great because all of those places are near at least a place where I have at least one of my classes, so that's good. So yeah, I'm going to be using a city bus for the first time, so that's certainly going to be new to me. And of course, it'll be the first time I'm living completely by myself. I don't have a roommate, which I'm looking forward to, because I'm the kind of guy who likes quiet and likes to study a lot. So yeah, that's about it. I'm a bit nervous. Of course, I got all my class schedule set up. When I get moved into my apartment, I will give a video tour of my apartment, and I'll show you my class schedule and what I got for classes. It's a busy schedule, so I'm a little bit nervous. I hope, because they say first year's the hardest because they really push you, weed out the men from the boys, so to say. So I'm really hoping second year ain't harder than that, because first year was brutal. But if it is harder, I will get through it, as I have demonstrated to myself before. Yeah, overall, the whole going back to school thing, moving, I'm a bit nervous about that, but I'm getting stuff all prepared. Really, that's about it. I think I will film one more video after this. I've already filmed videos of 2 of the Motorola bag phones, and I'm going to film the video of the 3rd one, and that'll be it for videos that I film here this summer. With that being said, there are videos that I filmed here at the beginning of summer, quite a few months ago. I just haven't gotten around to uploading them, or not even editing them. So after I go back to school, you will still see a few videos that I film at home. But after those are uploaded, there's probably not going to be anything at home until Christmas time. Last year I came home every 2 or 3 weeks during the weekend. This year's probably not going to be the case. I probably won't get home, perhaps not even until Thanksgiving in November. So that's really all I can think of. I just wanted to update you guys on what's been going on this summer, and what's going to be happening in the near future. Wish me luck with my transition to my new apartment. I am excited about having my own place to live. So wish me luck with that, and going back to school, and all that stuff. So see you guys later. So yeah, yeah. Oh, it's a dragonfly. That scared the crap out of me. I thought it was a wasp. We have wasps that like to come visit here once in a while.